Hi everyone, this is Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey, and today I bring you a little analysis on Ghost Riders in the Sky, which is the song by Johnny Cash that's in the trailer. So, originally the song was written by Stan Jones in 1948. It was about a classic cowboy tale, and it focuses on a cowboy who encounters a vision of ghouls riding on demon horses, snorting fire and chasing the devil's herd. The cowboy is warned by these apparitions that if he doesn't change his ways, he'll be joining them in this endless chase of this demon herd. And we can't play you the song because of copyright strikes, but if you want to go have a listen, go and have a listen, because there's many different versions. Johnny Cash was not the first person to sing it, he wasn't the last either. There's many different versions, so go and have a listen. There's quite a few different theories about how Stan Jones got his inspiration to do the song. Number one, he was a real life ranger and he may have drew from his personal experiences. Number two, it was a ghost story that he heard when he was 12 years old. And number three, from old European myths such as the Wild Hunt. So we'll break it down each little one, and I'll try and keep it brief. So the first one is the ghost story. It's commonly known as the Stampede Mesa, and it's a story about a cowboy called Sawyer and his crew in 1889. One night Sawyer and his crew were herding through Texas, and they saw an unnamed cowboy siphoning off some of their cattle up ahead. This led to an angry confrontation between Sawyer and the cowboy, but they agreed to resolve it in the morning. It was a stormy night, so they decided to settle in a flat grassy mesa overlooking a cliff. But however, in the middle of the night, around 700 of his cattle started to stampede, and they just basically flew off the cliff, taking along half his crew. Once it kind of settled down, one of the other members of the crew accused this unnamed cowboy of rattling the herd. Sawyer decided to track down the cowboy, which he did. He blindfolded him, tied him to the horse, and then sent him off the same cliff. Sometime later, Sawyer and the crew decided to do another round, and when they actually managed to get to that mesa, they were never seen ever again. Rumor has it that if you go to this mesa in Texas, you can still hear cowboys shouting, and you can see ghostly apparitions in the sky, and you can see cattle running through the sky, which is very similar to the imagery in Ghost Riders in the Sky. Now, the Wild Hunt is something that's completely different. It's a European fantasy tale, and is described as the furious pursuit and competition between man and nature. It depicts stories of legendary characters such as Odin and King Arthur, and the pursuit of mythical creatures. In these stories, we do see some similar imagery, such as visions of Odin running through the sky accompanied by dogs or horses, and the sky is filled with fire. And the Wild Hunt is very much about bigger than life characters competing over prizes such as beasts and titles. The most interesting link to the Wild Hunt I found was a story called The Buck Riders. It's a folklore tale from the medieval Netherlands that depicted ghouls and demons riding on top, and I'm not joking, on top of goats. Goats provided by Satan, which I think actually makes me laugh a little bit, but anyway. It's kind of a very similar depiction to Ghost Riders in the Sky. However, the interesting part of this story is that a link to a group of bandits around the same time. These bandits basically took on the name Buck Riders, and they basically raided farmland, settlements, forts, and maybe Mass Effect Andromeda will have a similar set of mysterious bandits, so maybe we'll face against in this Wild West in space. So let's summarize what we've kind of gone over. Stampede Mesa is a story of vengeance, and the Ghost Riders in the Sky talks about redemption, changing your ways, and they both touch on the impact of the sin of man. The Wild Hunt shares similar imagery with the song, but takes it a little bit further. It looks at the pursuit of competition against nature, about besting your foes, which might be legendary characters, and sometimes to a prize. Maybe in Mass Effect Andromeda it could be something like resources, tech, settlements, but maybe Mass Effect Andromeda will touch on something a little bit more human, as these stories do. Maybe it'll look at redemption, and maybe we'll even get maybe a more complex Paragon and Renegade system that we've kind of heard about anyway. And maybe this song holds a little bit more clues about our mysterious N7 characters that we still don't know who they are. And that will be something we may be looking at into another episode of our theories, so we'll leave it at that. But this has been a really quick analysis of this song, because there's not too much on it out there, but there is a lot of information regarding the Wild Hunt, Stampede Mesa, which we'll link at the bottom of the video. So if you want to go and have a look and have an in-depth read of all these things, please do. And please share your thoughts on what you think this song has to reveal of the story. So please Leave your comment below, let us know what you think. Please share this video and like it to help the channel grow, and we will see you next time.